In the studio is the political commentator and columnist Brian Taylor, lawyer and broadcaster Benny Briggs McKinlay. Well, Brian, what a week. Quite
a week, incredible week. I think, John Swinney's had 16 years in government and 1 year out of government. I think the 16 years give him the experience of which he talked there. The 1 year could be the significant bit, because that perhaps gives him the detachment from being, face up against the window, perhaps to see where his party and his government have been going wrong. I thought it was going astray a bit. I think it was really significant that he stressed a couple of elements. He stressed a focus again on economic growth. Now, it's only a few years since Kate Forbes published a Scottish Government document talking about entrepreneurial drive to enhance Scotland's prosperity, basically. I think we're back to those days. The second one he said is, of course, climate action is critically important, but at the same time he was saying that it has to be done in a way that takes business and takes people with the drive. Now, I think that's going to be, those two areas are going to be both challenges when he's trying to strike a deal with the Greens, but I think he will try and strike one.
OK, Benny, you didn't want Humza to go, did you? And did you think he might have won the confidence of
Yeah, I think so. I think he would have won it. I think he could have stuck it out and maybe done some real politicking, but he did political harry-carry and fell on his sword. But I think he did it honourably. He's an honourable man. He did it with dignity. And he thought, listen, if somebody else can do a better job than I, let's do it. We're all proud when, he was the first Asian Prime Minister, first, Muslim Prime Minister. We're all really happy, but if that's not enough for the party to unify, maybe it was time for him to go. I'm happy he did it with dignity. I'm really proud of him.
Yeah, and I should have said it was a vote of no confidence in himself. You think he might have won, not in government.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Benny, do you think John Swinney can unite the party? Do you think he can improve the SNP's fortunes? I'm
actually heaving a sigh of relief, because I think we're in good hands again. I'm not saying Humza's hands were in good, but I'm happy John is, because everybody knows you can trust him. He's safe, he has the experience, he makes people feel calm, and he can unify the party. We want SNP to be united, we want independence, we do, and I don't think things as bad as Donald makes them out to be. I think we keep repeating the same things, things are not right, our social things are not. I think actually things have improved. We just don't bang our successes. We don't talk about them enough.
Okay. Do you think John Swinney will appeal to the voters? What will they make of him, do you think?
It's a three-stage process, isn't it? He's got to first of all win the party vote. Well, that looks like a scoosh, because I think he'll be the only nominee. But he's not just respected within the SNP. He's revered. He has a blend of being the cool, calm accountant type and the pragmatic focus. But he's also a very passionate nationalist, and that occasionally comes through. And frankly, the SNP like that sort of thing. The Yes movement likes that sort of thing. Then he's got to win the vote in Parliament to become First Minister. And he's going to need at least the tolerance or possibly the active support. It's going to have to be the Greens, that the pro-union parties will never vote for him. And I think the Greens will certainly perhaps permit him into office, if you like. And then he's got to win the support of the people. To do that's where you're talking about refocusing the government upon popular priorities, losing perhaps the fringe elements, focusing upon the climate change, but focusing upon it in a way that appears to be working more in tandem with people. And above all, driving prosperity as well as wealth redistribution.
Forbes is not standing. What job will she get?
I think she'll be offered a senior position. I think she was offered, last year, rural affairs and declined, but then she was declined because she was pulling back, at that stage. She'll want something, I'm sure, that is in the economic realm. So I wonder if they might prize apart finance and economy to some extent or reshape the remits in that regard and give her something there. She'll be looking, I'm sure, for something fairly senior. But her statement is one of regret as well, talking about the disappointment that some will feel that she's not felt able to stand. I'm sure she'll seek a chance to stand in the future, but she is accepting the assurances that Mr. Swinney has given her on the economy, on climate change, and above all on shifting the balance of the government back, frankly. John Swinney called it the centre-left. Most people would say it was the centre.
What will this mean for independence, do you think, Benny?
I think we're back in the game. I think it's back in the game. I think people were like, you don't think so?
Oh, well,
I think now that the party is going to be united, we're all, Kate is standing, the party line now is unity. Unity. So once we're united, we can face the people. People can be reassured, and I think independence is back on the table. I really do.
Humza Yousaf on Monday said that independence was frustratingly close, Brian.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the case, because you have to look at the avenue by which it would be achieved, and it's achieved by obviously holding a referendum, but it's achieved in serious terms by enhancing the degree of support for it among the public. And the way they do it, the SNP strategy for more than a decade, for longer than that indeed, has been to govern, or to seek to govern moderately and consensually within the existing powers, while simultaneously saying, just think what more we could do if we had the full powers of independence. So it's been a gradualist route, and John Swinney, one of the architects of that policy, was stressing that again today in his leadership statement.
Yeah, I mean, you say that you think independence is game on again, but nothing really has changed since last week.
Optics are everything, image is everything, and with John Swinney at the helm, people are going to start thinking that way again. I really do. I think so.